Good
This
evening to all the
conference will
students.
now be recorded.
I think mostly students have attended the last class. Asha is the new student. Asha, new student. First time you joined the class. Okay. Okay, students. Due to some technical reasons, due to some personal problems, I was not able to take the class in last week. So, so today we are going to complete the topic of evolution. Okay. In last classes, we discussed the various terms, where different theories of evolution. What are the different theories given by different scientists? We discussed the theory of panspermia. Okay. We discussed the Haldane theory of chemical evolution. Then we discussed the Miller-Urey and Miller experiment. Okay. After that, we discussed this was the experiment done by Miller and Urey. We discussed all these experiments in last class. This theory was given by Venn hypothesis. Okay. Then we discussed different terms. What is evolution? The process of generation of new individuals after the span of time, any change in the traits, that occurs with the time is known as the evolution. Okay, this is the one of the most common example of evolution. Bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm and angiosperm. From the bryophytes, the formation of angiosperm is the most common example of the evolution in case of plants. From the non-vascular plants, bryophytes and pteridophytes, all of these are the non-vascular plants. From these non-vascular plants, the formation of vascular plants, the formation of flowering plants is known as the evolution. This is the common and simplest example of evolution. We discussed these examples in last classes. Then this is the other example of evolution. Now different theories given by different scientists. Firstly, we discuss the theory of Darwin. Everyone is aware with the theory of Darwin. The theory of Darwin given by Charles Darwin. He was born in 1809. His theory was given at almost he takes 10 years to explain his theory. Okay, when he was traveling to the Galapagos Island, the island that was 1000 kilometers from the South America, at that time he observed that different types of finches were present on the Galapagos Island, and these finches tried to adapting themselves in that conditions, and after the adaptation from 10 from 5 species 13 species of the finches developed. So this was the example of adaptive radiation given by the Darwin. Darwin given the theory of survival of the fittest, theory of natural selection, theory of adaptive radiation. All these, all these theories were given by the Darwin. These are the examples of the Darwin's finches, because on the Galapagos Island, the resources were limited. Okay, the resources were limited. So the finches that were living on that island start partitioning their resources. Okay, they separate their resources. Some start feeding on the vegetative parts, some starts feeding on the insects, some of the finches start feeding on the woodpecker, some start feeding on the cactus, and some start feeding on the stem part. Okay, so as per their food habitat, different type of finches develop. The beak size appear different in all the finches. See, this is the finch which was feeding on the vegetative parts. That's why the beak size is different. This finch was feeding on the insects. That's why the size of the beak is large. Okay. This is the main reason that the size of the beak is large, because this with the large beak he has to pick the different type of insects. This finch was feeding on the woodpecker. That's why the size of the beak is sharp. Due to the resource they were using, as a result of that, the finches develop different type. Okay, this was the common example of the adaptive radiation, resource partitioning, adaptive radiation, and the survival of the fittest. Okay, and as per the Darwin, the theory was given was divergent evolution. This is not an example of convergent evolution. This is the example of divergent evolution because from few species, different type of species were evolving. This was the example of divergent evolution. Okay, this theory was given by Darwin. Darwin is also known as the father of evolution. Okay, this was the main theory given by Darwin. In this theory, he explained different points. The points were the survival of the fittest, the individual which are fit and able to face the competition. They were able to survive in the conditions. So this theory was known as the theory of fittest, theory of natural selection, or the survival of the fittest. The fit individuals start surviving in that conditions. Okay, so this was the important theory given by the Darwin. One question from the Darwin theory. One question asked in previous exam from the Darwin theory. The example of Darwin's finches what it is divergent evolution, convergent evolution, adaptive radiation, and other option is divergent and adaptive, convergent and adaptive. What is the right answer of the question? The theory of Darwin was an example of divergent evolution or convergent evolution, adaptive radiation or non-adaptive radiation. Student, answer me. The theory of Darwin was an example of divergent evolution or convergent evolution. The theory of Darwin was example of divergent evolution or convergent evolution. Message me. Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you? Divergent and adaptive radiation. Yes, Asha, very good. The theory was example of divergent and adaptive radiation because the finches were adapting themselves in that environment, and from few species, many different type of species were originating. This was the observation given by Darwin. We discussed all these points in last classes. So these were the examples. These were the most common example. At that time, this theory was the one of the most important theory given by the Darwin, the theory of natural selection. Next theory was given by the Lamarck theory of evolution. Okay. At that time, the other scientist Lamarck, he has also given the theory. He told the use and disuse of organs. Use and disuse of the organs and the changes are adaptation of the environment and acquired in the organism's lifetime. The changes which are taking place in the individuals, these changes are acquired by the different types of organism and they were passed to their offspring. Example is, let's discuss the example, giraffe. At that time, Lamarck says that the use and disuse of the organs. Food resources were limited. Giraffe extending their neck for the food resources. That's why after some time their neck become long. This theory is the use and disuse of organs. Okay, this law is known as law of use and disuse. If they are using their neck for taking the food resource, the size of the neck start increasing, and after some time these long neck were also adapted by their offspring also. Okay, this theory was known as the inheritance of the acquired characteristics because giraffe acquired these characteristics. The character of long neck was acquired by giraffe by the use of his neck. After these acquired characters were inherited to their offspring. Okay, these acquired characteristics were inherited to their offspring, means these characters are passed on to their traits. So for this, the scientist was highly criticized. Use and disuse of organism could change the size or shape of organ by using them or not using them. Blacksmiths and their sons, muscular arms, giraffe neck, longer from. Okay, this is the main example discussed by Lamarck. Then, In this theory, Lamarck wants to say if one dog is produced with clipped ear, then his future offspring will also with the clipped ear. So for this theory, he was also very much criticized because scientists were saying that genes are not changed by the activities in the life. Changes through mutation occurs before an organism is born. Okay, changes through mutation are not possible, and genes are not changed by the activities in the life. Suppose if one individual is doing the masculine activities, his bones are strong. It is not necessary that these characteristics are inherited to their offspring also. Okay, so these were the mistakes done by Lamarck, and for these mistakes he was highly criticized by different scientists, because scientists were saying that the genes are not changed by any activity in the life, and characteristics are not passed through the different type of activities, and any kind of mutation does not change the genetic makeup of the individual. That's why he was highly criticized. If suppose we are wearing the mask, now our generation is wearing the mask due to some conditions. We are our future generation future produced with the mask. Oh, that was highly theories. What was the difference? Organisms are best suited in their environmental conditions. They survive and reproduce. Okay. Darwin was saying that organisms are suited to their environmental conditions and they survive and reproduce. But as per Lamarck, organisms pass the acquired traits to their offspring. Okay, Lamarck was saying that the organisms are passing their acquired traits to the offspring. These were the two differences between the theory of Darwin and Lamarck. As per Darwin want to say that the organism, the nature select the fittest. Survival of the fittest. Nature select the fit which is able to survive. The individuals will reproduce and survive. Okay. As per Lamarck, organisms produce their own characteristics by using and disusing their characteristics. Okay. And the acquired characteristics are passed to their future offspring also. The one of the most common example of Darwin was the Darwin's finches present on the Galapagos Island, and the one of the most common example of Lamarck study was the neck of the giraffe. Giraffe using his neck for the food resource, and after some time the size of the neck increase, and the increased size of the neck transferred to their offspring also. This was the comparison between the Darwin and Lamarck theory. Okay, these were the comparisons of the Darwin's and Lamarck theory. Clear to everyone? This is the example which is also given in your book, giraffe, example of giraffe and Darwin's finches. Next, natural selection. Next theory is given the theory of natural selection. Natural selection is the process in which the inheritable traits are produced. Okay, and this is the key mechanism of the evolution. Key mechanism of the evolution, and the Galapagos finches provide the excellent example of the process of natural selection, because the Galapagos Island, the birds which were able to settle in the environment, so the one of the common example is the Galapagos finches. Galapagos finches provide the excellent example of the process of natural selection. Clear? Then next example that was observed during in England at the time of industrial melanism. This is the example of the industrial melanism. Is an example of the nature has to select all the things. In the England, in the
This
okay,
conference will now be recorded.
am audible. Students, am audible now? Audible to everyone? Yes. So at the time of industrial melanism, when the industries start developing, the lichens get polluted. Okay, and the white color of lichen, they become black in color. So now the lichens become black in color. Now the black moths were not easily identified, but the white color moth were easily identified after the production of industries. When the industries established, at that time, the white color moth start disappearing. Due to this is the one of the most common example of the natural selection. Nature select everything, and this is the example of industrial revolution. When the different number of factories, large number of factories were created, at that time the pollution increased. Due to the increased amount of pollution, the lichens start becoming black in color. So when the black moth, they sit on the lichen, they were not easily identified by the predators. Okay, and the white moth, when they sit on the polluted lichens, they were easily identified by the predators, due to which their population start decreasing after some time, and the population of black moths start increasing. Okay, the population of white moths start increasing. This was the example of this is the example of industrial melanism, natural selection. Galapagos Island, the Darwin finches, and the industrial melanism are the example of the natural selection. Now come on the next point. Different evidences were given to support the theory of the evolution. Geographical record, geological record. Earth has created almost 4.5 to 5 billion years ago. The fossil remains are the direct evidence which show the different type of evolution of the life. Comparative analogy. In this comparative anatomy, homologous structure and analogous structure. These two structures were discussed by different scientists. First of all, just take a look on the homologous organ. Homologous organs means the organs which have the same ancestor but they perform the different function. The body part with the same structure between some groups of organisms due to inheritance from a same ancestor, so they are not sharing the common function. The homologous structures are the example of the divergent evolution. Ancestor is same, but they are performing the different function. So this is one of the common example of divergent evolution. Example of homologous organs are hand of human, turtle, bat, and whale. All of these are originated from the same ancestor, but they are performing different functions. So this is the common example of the homologous organ. Okay, this is one of the most common example of the homologous organ. Same ancestor, but they are performing the different function. This question is also asked in different time, different time. These questions are also asked. The homologous organ, their examples, they are example of divergent evolution, convergent evolution, and different examples. These are the most important point you have to keep in mind about homologous organ and about the analogous organ. Okay, homologous organ as well as analogous organ. Homologous organ, same ancestor, different function. Ancestor is same, but they are performing different function. Everything is okay, students? I'm audible to you? Everything is okay? I'm audible or not? Message me, am audible? Audible. Okay. So the homologous organs which have the common ancestor but they perform different function. This is one of the most common example of divergent evolution, because from the single ancestor different organs are evolving and they are performing the different functions. This is the homologous organ. Then next is analogous organ. Analogous organ originate from analogous organs. They are performing the same function, similar appearance, but they are not evolved together. They do not have the common ancestor. Analogous organ means they are performing the same function, but their ancestor is not common. This is the example of convergent because different organs are behaving, we are performing the same function. Different organs, different structures are performing the same function, but they are not evolved commonly. They do not share the common ancestor, but they are performing the same function. So this is example of analogous structure. Homologous structure and analogous structure, both of these are the important. In case of homologous organ, ancestor is same but functions are different. Ancestor same, functions different, divergent evolution. In case of analogous structure, they have the same function but different ancestor. So this is the example of convergent evolution. These are the examples of convergent evolution. Now we are moving towards the different examples of analogous structure. Wings of an insect and wings of the bird. Both are performing the same function but not co-evolved together. They are not sharing the common ancestor, but both of these are performing the same function. Fins of a fish and penguin. Fins of a fish and penguin, both of these are performing the same function, but their ancestors are not common. Then limbs of human, limbs of horses and limbs of dolphin. All of these are performing the same function, but their ancestor is not common. You have to keep these three examples in your mind. These all are the examples of the analogous structure. These are the examples of analogous structure. Now we are moving towards the modern theory of evolution. What is the modern theory of evolution? Till now, we have studied the different theories of evolution. We have studied the theory of special creature, Pennsonian theory, Miller and Urey experiment, Halden experiment, different theories we discussed till now. Okay, Darwin theory, Lamarck theory. But today, some new theories are also given, and these theories are known as the modern theory of evolution. What are these theory of evolution? First theory is speciation. Now, just clear the term of speciation. What is the process of speciation? And the scientists would have coined the term of speciation because from the last 2 or 3 years, they are also asking the name of the scientist. The scientist who discovered the genetic drift. Okay, in one option, they are also mentioning the name of the scientist also. Okay, so in evolution, you have to also remember the name of the different scientists, the theories given by different scientists. The theory of speciation. This theory was given by Cook scientist, and he coined the term speciation in 1906. What is the speciation? Any one of you can tell me what is the process of speciation? Any one of you? Any one of you know what is speciation? Yes, she was very good. Speciation is the process in which the formation of new species takes place. The process of formation of new species is known as the speciation. And this process of speciation is also an evolutionary process. After so many evolutions, so many changes, this process of speciation takes place. Then the next question that come in our mind, what are the different reasons for the speciation? Why the process of speciation takes place? What are the different reasons? There are lots of reasons, students. The reason may be mutation, behavioral changes, any barrier, maybe any geological barrier, maybe any physiological barrier, any environmental barrier, anything may be the reason. Genetic drift, seasonal isolation, okay, behavioral isolation. All of these are the barriers due to which the process of speciation takes place. Now we are moving towards the different types of speciation. What are the different types of speciation? Now we are moving towards the different types of speciation. There are four different types of speciation. Four different types of speciation are present: allopatric, peripatric, parapatric, sympatric. These four terms are given by different scientists, and these are the different terms, and these are the different types of the speciation: allopatric, peripatric, parapatric, sympatric. Peri-para names are similar: peripatric, parapatric. Allopatric, peripatric, parapatric, and sympatric. These are the different types of the speciation. So firstly, we are moving towards the allopatric speciation. What is the meaning of allopatric? Allopatric speciation means any kind of physical barrier. Allopatric speciation means any type of physical barrier, geological barrier, geographical barrier. These are the barrier due to which the formation of new species takes place. First of all, just take look on this example. This is the common example of allopatric speciation. What in this example, in both of these images, what these images want to say? This is the geographical barrier. This is also the geographical barrier of river. Firstly, both of these species are living in the habitat. Due to some reason, the river get formed. Both of these species are not able to cross the river. That's why this species this start breeding with the other species of the area. This species start breeding with other species of that area. Due to some variation, new variety produce, new species get produced. So due to any physiological barrier, due to any geographical barrier, due to any physical barrier, the formation of new species take place. This is one of the common example of the allopatric speciation. This is the squirrel, and due to some reason, this mountain get formed or canyon get formed. This squirrel start breeding with the species of its own area. This squirrel start breeding with mating with species of its own area. After some time, the appearance of the tail, this is with the black tail, this squirrel with white tail. Both of these are produced. This is the other species and this is another new species. Due to some geographical barrier, the new species get formed. As a result, this is the example of speciation, means due to any physical barrier or any geographical barrier, the new species get formed. Okay, because this species start living in this area, and this species, this individual start living in this area, and it breed mate with the common with the individuals of this area, and it start mating with the individuals of this area. Due to the food change in food habitats, mating behavior, selection pressure, two different species get formed with long tail, with short tail. In this squirrel the tail is black in color, in this squirrel the tail is white in color. This is the example of allopatric speciation. I think clear to everyone? Just message me. Clear to everyone? Yes, both of these squirrels are of different type. The tail is black in color, and in other squirrel the tail is white in color. So allopatric speciation means it is referred as the geographical speciation. In case of allopatric speciation populations are separated due to the geographical barrier. Okay, different factors like distance or a physical barrier prevents two or more groups from mating with each other. Okay, two or more groups groups prevents from mating with each other. Different types of geographical changes takes place like mountain, island, bodies of water, glacier, any ocean, any river, anything. These all are the examples of physical barrier, and due to these physical barriers, the formation of new species takes place. Okay, now we are moving towards the peripatric speciation. What is the peripatric speciation? Peripatric speciation is the subtype or the special type of allopatric speciation. Okay, this is the special type of allopatric speciation. In case of peripatric speciation, what are the reasons for the formation of new species? From the peripheral population. So just look an example. These are the ants. From the peripheral part, some ants, they get separate out. They are not mating with these ants, and these ants are not mating with this. Due to which the barrier get formed and two different type of species get formed. Due to any region, due to some minor changes, these population are prevented from exchanging genes with the main population. A mode of speciation in which a new species formed from an isolated peripheral population. From the peripheral population, some of the species get separate out, they separate themselves and they exchange, and they are not exchanging their genes with the main population. This is the main population. From the periphery of the main population, some of the species get separate out. These species get separate out from the main population. This is the main population, and from the main population, some species get separate out. And due to some regions, unexplained regions, okay, so due to some unexplained regions, these are not prevented from exchanging genes with the main population. They are not exchanging their genes with the main population. So this become the different species and they become the other different species. This is the example of peripatric speciation, and this speciation is also known as the special type of allopatric speciation, and it also resembles with the allopatric speciation. One important point you have to keep in mind. What is that point? One population is much smaller than the other. In case of peripatric speciation, what is the main point you have to keep in mind, students? That one population is much smaller than the other. See, these are the two population. In this is the main population and this is the subtype of the population. Some of the population, they are separating themselves from the peripheral population. Okay, so one population is larger in size. This is large and this is small in size. So you have to keep this point in your mind that one population is always very much smaller in size as compared to the main population. Clear to everyone? This is the example of peripatric speciation. One question, last time one question was asked. There are two populations, two species are living in a particular area. Due to any physical barrier, due to the formation of river, these species are not exchanging their genes with one another. What is the kind of speciation is known? What is the type of speciation is known? Peripatric, sympatric, allopatric, parapatric. What is the answer of the question? Due to the formation of ocean or due to the formation of any river, the species are not exchanging their characteristics or genes. This is the example of which kind of speciation? Allopatric, parapatric, peripatric, sympatric. Peripatric, and any other student? Due to the formation of the river or ocean, the species are not able to exchanging their characteristics. This is the example of what kind of speciation. This question was asked in the last year exam. This is the example of what kind of speciation. Any of the student answer me. Peripatric, one student answered that peripatric. Any other student? What will be the answer of the question? Two species are not exchanging their characteristics due to the formation of river. This is the example of what kind of speciation? Peripatric, parapatric, allopatric, sympatric. Asha, right. Manasha, you are right. Allopatric. Because students, I just cleared you this point. In case of allopatric speciation, any type of physical barrier takes place. Physical barrier. River is the physical barrier. Ocean is the physical barrier. Due to the formation of the physical barrier, the species are not exchanging their genes. The species are not able to exchanging their characteristics. So this is the example of allopatric speciation. In B section, this question was asked. Never confuse, never mix peripatric and allopatric. In case of peripatric, the regions are unexplained. In case of peripatric, the regions are unexplained, unidentified. Without any reason, both of these species are prevented from exchanging the genes. From the main population, some population gets separate out. No physical barrier get formed, nothing get formed. Without any reason, they start maybe some behavioral isolation, maybe some selection pressure will be there. Okay, so both of these are not exchanging the characteristics. So this is the peripatric speciation. One point you have to keep in your mind that in case of peripatric speciation, one population is smaller than the other. Now clear to everyone, peripatric and allopatric, both of these are clear to everyone? Comment me in message, comment me in chat box, peripatric and allopatric, clear to everyone? Okay, clear. Now we are moving towards the other kind of speciation, that is parapatric. The other speciation is parapatric. Parapatric speciation. In case of parapatric speciation, what is the main reason for the formation of new species? Due to some mating occurs non-randomly, gene flow occur unequally, population exists in either continuous or discontinuous geographical ranges. These are different three regions due to which two types of species get formed. In case of parapatric speciation, two subpopulation of a species evolve reproductive isolation from one another while continuing to exchange genes. Okay. In case of parapatric speciation, they just forming the reproductive isolation. Maybe the mating occurs non-randomly, the gene flow occur unequally, and the population that exists in the continuous or discontinuous geographical ranges. So these may be the regions of the parapatric speciation, and due to these reasons, the new formation of new species takes place. Okay, due to this, the formation of new species take place. And then next is sympatric speciation. What is the meaning of sympatric? Sympatric means the species are living in the same place, but they are not reproducing. Okay, no barrier, nothing geographical barrier, nothing separation, nothing happened. They are living on the same place, but they are not reproducing, due to which they produce different type of species. Okay, this is the reason that new species get formed. What is the reason and what is the result? Reason is reproductive isolation, and result the formation of new species. I am just giving you one of the simplest example and one of the common example. What is the example of sympatric speciation? Suppose we are moving to the park. In the park, one tree is of green apple, other tree is of red apple. Okay, some flies are feeding on the red apple and some flies are feeding on the green apple. Okay, they are just eating green apple and they are just eating the red apple. So the flies are not ready to move from the red apple plant to the green apple plant without any reason. They are just eating the red apple and they are just reproducing with the flies that are coming on the red apple tree. they are reproducing with that flies, and other flies that are moving on the green apple, they are reproducing with the flies that are coming on the green apple plant. So due to these barriers, due to this reproductive isolation, the formation of new species can take place. Both of them are living on the same place. Okay, living on the same place. Instead of that, they are not reproducing with each other. Without any reason, they are not reproducing with each other. This is the example of sympatric speciation. In case of sympatric speciation, both the species are living in the same area, but they are not reproducing with each other. Due to this reproductive barrier, due to this reproductive isolation, the formation of new species take place. Clear to everyone? Sympatric is clear to all or not? Just message me sympatric speciation is clear or not. Sympatric speciation is example is clear or not to all of you? Sim means same, patric means living together. Together, homeland. They are living together in the same area. Okay, they are living together in the same area, but they are not producing with each other. In your book of Pathfinder Life Sciences book part 2, this example is given. The example of red apple tree and green apple tree. This example is given in the sympatric speciation. With this example, we are able to understand what they want to say. In one area, two trees are growing. One tree with red apple, one tree with green apple. Some flies, they are just coming on the tree with green apple. Some flies, they are coming on the tree with red apple. They are just checking, their food habitats are different. One is eating the green apple, other is eating the red apple. Okay, their food habits are also different. Okay, the flies that are coming on the red apple, they mate with the flies that are already present on the red apple tree. New species get produced. The flies that are coming on the green apple tree, they mate with the flies which are already present on the green apple tree. They are mating with each other. Okay, due to which the formation of new species takes place. Due to which the formation of new species takes place. This is one of the common example of sympatric speciation, living in the same area, but they are not reproducing with each other. There is reproductive isolation without any reason, unexplained reason. Okay, clear? Clear to everyone? Fastly, just message me clear to you. All the type of speciations are clear to everyone. Peripatric, sympatric, allopatric, parapatric. Clear, clear. Okay. New species, ancestor species. Example.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now I'm audible. Now these are the mechanism of the speciation. What are the different mechanism? Assortmating, reinforcement, selection, sexual selection, polyploidy. Now we are discussing the different mutation. This is selection may cause the gene mutations and altered allele frequency cause the isolation within the species. Okay. To maintain the single species, there must be the gene flow between the populations. But due to any reason, the absence of gene flow takes place. Due to the mutation, the gene flow doesn't take place, due to which the formation of new species take place. One gene flow stop, the flow of gene stop, due to which two population get produced. Sexual isolation. Sexual isolation explain the process of the formation of new species. Pre-zygotic barriers may be habitat isolation. Population live on the different habitats and they are not able to mate with each other. Behavioral isolation. Little or no sexual attraction between the male and female, due to which the females are not attracted towards the male. They are not mating with each other. As a result, there are some behavioral isolation. Temporal isolation. The mating seasons are different time of the day. Okay, if the female want to mate in the morning time, at the time male is not ready. These are the temporal isolation, due to which the formation of new species takes place. Mechanical isolation. Due to some regions, the process of copulation doesn't take place. Gametic isolation. Male and female gametes fail to attract with each other. These are the pre-zygotic barriers, due to which the formation of new species takes place. Now, post-zygotic barriers, ecological inviability, behavioral sterility. These are the other regions due to which the formation of new species take place. We have discussed all these points before starting the topic of the speciation. Just we are taking the overview on these topics. Intrinsic barriers, hybrid inviability. Hybrids have developmental defects causing full or partial inviability. This may be the reason of the speciation. Hybrid sterility, physiological sterility, maybe behavioral sterility. Any type of sterility can take place, and due to this sterility, the process of speciation can take place. Now, other topic is genetic drift. Random change. Genetic drift is the process of the random changes. We have just cleared with the process of speciation. Now we are moving toward the next topic of the genetic drift. What is genetic drift? Introduced by Sewell Wright. It is defined as the change in the allelic frequency from one generation to the other generation, and it occurs by chance events. Genetic drift is the by chance event, change in the allele frequency by chance. And in case of genetic drift, the small populations are more largely experience the process of genetic drift as compared to the large population. In case of small population, the process of genetic drift is very much common as compared to the large population. The smaller the population, the less genetic variety it has. In a very small population, allele can be lost from one generation to the next generation, so simply by the process of random changes. When a population evolves only because of this type of random sampling error, this process of genetic drift can take place. Students, genetic drift is the random and drastic by chance changes takes place in the population, and these random and by chance changes always affects the smaller population. Okay, suppose in one area 100 species of black ants are living and 20 species of red ants are living. Okay, 100 species of black ants and 20 species of red ants are living. Due to any random change, there was some disasters and any random change, the population dispersed. In case of 100 ants, that are the large population just get affected very less, but the small population in which 20 ants were present, they were affected very drastically. So genetic drift always affects the smaller population very much. Okay, because in case of the smaller population, less genetic variability is present, less varieties are present. As a result, in case of small population, the process of genetic drift takes place. In generated drift, we will discuss the bottleneck effect and founder effect in the next class. For today, it is enough. If any one of you have any doubt, you can ask from me. In speciation and generated drift, if any one of you have any doubt, you can ask. Clear to everyone? Speciation and generated drift, both these terms are clear to everyone? Both these topics are clear to everyone? If any one of you have any doubt or any question, you can ask. In the next class, we will discuss the bottleneck effect, founder effect, and geological time scale. 2-3 topics, and after that, we will discuss the previous year questions that are asked from this unit. Okay? So, thank you, students. Thank you to everyone. Now, and we will meet in the next class with some more topics, okay? Of the evolution chapter, geological time scale, founder effect, and bottleneck effect. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. Sir, from my side, I have done the topic.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, students, if you understood today's stuffs, please comment yes in the comment box. Just let us know. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Now we can leave the meeting.